Hello, hello. Wondering if anybody's there. It looks like I'm live. I haven't looked on YouTube to see if it is. I have a little chat box here with OBS. Say something if someone's there. Then I'll know for sure, but I'm checking on YouTube. Yeah, it looks like I'm live. Hello there. I'm Tad Otto, if you don't know. I do a lot of different things on this channel. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with it all. Hello there. Sorry if you heard an echo for a second. Maybe I'm the only person watching, but just wanted to see if any of my vegan friends out there jump in the stream when they see me go live. Or anyone else. All are welcome. It's really just a test. Make sure I can fire it up when I want to. I'll give it a minute to see if someone pops in. I'll chat if anyone has any questions or anything. Let me know you're there. Or maybe I'll make some noise on my sampling pad right here. That's what this is. If you don't know what a sampling pad is, I can record sounds and trigger them with the strike of a drumstick or my hand. It's sensitive enough where hands will trigger it. But yeah. Also, I'd love to talk about animals or veganism or whatever. Who's out there watching? Don't be shy. No one else is here. If you want, I might even delete the stream afterwards because there's nothing going on. If you're internet shy and you want it deleted, but you're curious and want to talk, just say, hey, I'm shy. Delete this stream after we talk. And I will do that. Because it shows I have 2 people watching. One of them is most likely myself. I'm watching my own stream. But I'm definitely not watching myself in 2 places, so someone is there. Yep. I am here for you, whoever you are. I was just testing out the stream. I don't want it to be like a Tom Green stream where I say the same thing over and over again without any material. He'll just ramble on and on. I don't know if you know Tom Green. Who's out there? What's up? What you got going on today? Wonder if I can even... Doesn't even look like I can change the screen. I used to be able to move the screen around because I'm zoomed in on my face right now. I could I thought I could zoom it out if I wanted to play on my practice pad. I got my drumsticks right here, and I got a practice pad, but it's out of frame. That sounded cool. There's a spoon on a jar that made a different tone every time I hit the table. Because the spoon is sliding off. I'm curious what that sounds like. I'm gonna have to listen after. Yeah, I'm not really doing anything. Say hey, say hey. I could react to a video if I could figure out how to get it on screen. Yep. Wonder how much of a delay I have. I had a fly hit my head a minute ago. I'm looking back at the stream to see when it happens. There it is. That was not quite a minute, I don't think. Still quite a delay. I've been going for 8 minutes already and nothing's happened. And still one person other than myself watching. If I could figure out how to add a screen on here, I might react to a video. A window capture here. Oh, somebody's here. The vegan plant, he came around. Look at that. Awesome. I don't know where I should type in the chat, on OBS or in YouTube. I'm gonna do it on OBS. I don't even need to, because you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Or is the sound weird? Oh, you said it's all working fine. I'm gonna type in the chat anyway. Hear me perfectly. I like that. Well, I mean, you're on my channel now. Uh, what's up? Like, ask me something about myself and I'll talk about it. I have a hard time typing in the chat. I don't know if you notice in other people's streams when I'm in the chat, I'm kind of delayed response. I don't know, maybe dyslexic or something. The past few years I've been thinking I'm somewhere on the autism spectrum, but I just, like, I think about things a lot before I speak, so I'm always really delayed. But if you're curious about something, please ask. Feel free to do so. I'm not sure if I can figure out the window capture thing during a stream. You're also slow in your reacting in chats? Yeah, I try not to worry about it. It's comforting knowing I'm not the only one, though. So I have a video I pulled up hours ago. It's a vegan FTA video with vegan gays. The harsh reality why veganism must be adopted. I was gonna maybe watch that if I can figure out how to pull it up on the screen. Do I have specific plans for live streams? Yes and no. Like, here on this channel we are at now, like, I have explored a lot of my interests. Excuse me, my throat. Sometimes I might be playing my drums or something, but I'd like to talk about animals and veganism if other people will show up and care to chat. But I don't have enough subscribers yet to live stream from my cell phone. I only need like 8 more, and then I'd feel more comfortable live, doing outreach when I can live stream, because this camera that I'm using is an old Canon. It's an EOS 7D. It's like 15 or 20 years old. It's specifically used for photography, but it does still shoot in 1080p HD. But its restriction, it stops recording itself after 12 minutes, like, all the time. Every time you record, it'll stop itself after 12 minutes to, like, prevent it from overheating. So and I don't have a lot of money. I simplified my life a long time ago. I don't work full time. I do handyman stuff. I do, like, carpentry and drywall and painting and stuff like that occasionally, like a few times a month. And the job I used to have, I used to build and install cabinets. I worked for a cousin of mine. He's been doing it for 30 years or so. So I worked full time for him for 5 years, and then the past roughly 4 years now, I just help him install. And he's a small business, So like he doesn't have cabinets to install all the time. Uh, yeah, so I only help him out a couple times a month, but I make pretty good money doing that. So I don't need to work full time to pay for my very affordable plant-based diet. So yeah, back to plans for the stream. Yeah, I was talking about camera. I got off on a tangent. I tangent a lot. So yeah, plans for the live streaming. Yeah, like I was saying, I need a few more subscribers to where I can live stream from my phone. Uh, because it's kind of a pain in the butt when you're doing outreach and your camera turns off by itself every 12 minutes. Especially when, like, you've already seen my first outreach video that I posted. It was like 40 or 50 minutes. I had a timer set on my phone, and after 12 minutes, I'd have to get up and restart the recording. And I think it's just weird for the person I'm interviewing or having a conversation with. So it would just be nice to have the live stream going, like all of our activist friends out there are doing. They just have their phone going. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Did you see in my bio I have links to other channels? The other channel I have, the one that's dedicated for the animals, is Vegan Thaddeus. Eventually, I'd like to get that one up to 50 subscribers as well, so I could live stream to that channel. Because this channel's a mess, and I don't want to like attract attention through vegan activism towards this channel specifically, because like I'm all over the place here. So if I'm doing vegan outreach, I want to keep it focused on the animals over there. So over here I have a link to that channel, but on that channel I will not have linked to this one. To keep the focus on the animals if I bring them in through animal rights activism. That's cool that you're not working full time anymore either. Is that by choice, or did you get forced out of something and can't find any work? Yeah, feel free to share the channel as much as you want or have the capacity to. That would be great. You say you are a lot in vegan outreach streams in the chats. You will share mine too. I do the same. Or you do the same for others. Yeah, I see you all the time in people's chats. I love it. You're all over the chat. I love it. And I'm happy to have you here. Just someone to chat with. I don't talk very often. Like, I've only been chatting with you for a few minutes and I can feel it in my voice. I just don't chat much. Let's see if there's anybody else that have popped in. Still 2 viewers, so it's probably just me and you. Oh, Jake showed up. And you use my full name, or my given name, not my nickname. I appreciate that. Thaddeus is a wonderful name. Yeah, I already told you how she is actually. Yeah, I appreciate that. background, are you think my background is cool? I thought for a second you were saying that you're just lurking in the background, but maybe you were complimenting my little sound panels. They're not much. I got them a long time ago. You can see them in old videos of mine. Maybe not on this channel. I linked it in your chat earlier, Jake. I don't think you saw the links though for my band's music. There's a music video. It's not a music video. It's a performance my band did 8 years ago. Yeah. Erwin. I think I've heard your name or seen your name mentioned in the chats that I've been in. Erwin. I'll remember that since I'm saying it out loud and looking at your profile and your name. Erwin. The vegan plant is Erwin. I'll probably remember that for sure. So Jake, I was just testing the stream out, see if any would show up. I've already been fired up for 20 minutes. I was probably just gonna turn it off after a while if no one showed up, but here y'all are interacting with me and everything. I really appreciate it. Jake, have you gotten back to your house yet, or are you still in transit? I don't know how long I think you take the bus home. How long your bus journey is. Seems like you're not too far away from Gettysburg from what I have gathered. Yeah. Proud vegan weirdo. We all are here. I guess I could proclaim my vegan weirdo-ness a little bit more if I would have changed the name of this channel to Vegan Thaddeus, but I didn't want to like delete all my weird videos where I talk about dreams and random stuff or like my bus build. So you probably don't know, unless you've looked through my channel thoroughly, that I bought a short school bus like maybe 7 years ago or something like that. 6 years maybe, but converted it into a little tiny home. That's not where we are now. My bus is it's really only about 15 feet away from me. It's out I can see the front end of it out the window. But I sleep in there. This is just like my little studio that I hang out in all the time. My phone made a noise. I'm not going to look at that. Yeah. Jake says, cool, I didn't see. Can you share it here? I'll check it out. Are you talking about the music? Yeah, I can share it. Almost home. An hour bus journey? Oh my gosh. You make me feel bad. Because so my vegan outreach video I did, that was like a year and a half ago. It's in it's definitely the most vegan friendly place within 2 hours of here. So if I hop in the car and leave right now, it would take me like 50 minutes to get there. So you're giving me less excuses to get out there on the street. I'm scared to try to do outreach in my little town of 1,700 people. It's because like everybody knows my family. They think they know me. I don't know how well they actually know me. Maybe they probably know I play drums and that I'm some weirdo that thinks differently than everybody else in the area. I don't think they know the extent of like what kind of beliefs I have as far as God and stuff. Because like I was talking about in your chat earlier, you know, it's a little Catholic town. Most people here seem to be Catholic or say they are. Uh, only see one of them a while ago. Only see some of them a while ago. I'm not sure what you're saying, Erwin, there. 25-minute drive, but the bus goes a little out of the way. I see, so you're stuck on the bus while it snakes around town, dropping people off and stuff. I get it. You're a little closer to where you go, but it just takes a while. It comes back. So also planning to do outreach, but you're pretty scared. I understand being scared. People can be assholes or just super defensive and then attack you, like verbally attack you for attacking them when you're actually just like challenging their beliefs or you know their stance on exploitation. Yeah, I definitely see the same people a lot. That's why I don't go out. So I'll talk about this briefly. So uh, to avoid driving every time I need to get some groceries, I just go to the local grocery store. I literally walk a block. It's like it's so like the front door of the grocery store is on the other side of the block, so it's really 2 blocks. It's nothing. Like it takes me maybe a minute and a half to walk there. And I actually used to work there behind the meat counter. It's actually so it's called Fisher's Meat Market. They actually slaughter animals in the back. Uh, yeah, and so I used to work behind the meat counter. You know, I'd be slicing up deli meat and smoked cheeses that they did. They made it all there, like summer sausage. They did it all back in the back. You know, it's a praised place. It's frustrating. So I used to work there. It was like 10 years ago, doing the deli meat and packaging up custom orders of meat. You know, like grabbing with my hands ground meat and wrapping in packages. Some people, you know, most people just want a pound of meat or something, or they'll want specific things. Some people are crazy and they're like, I need 20 pounds of ground beef in quarter-pound packages. And you just, or you know, they'll want steaks. They'll want a certain amount of steaks, or they'll want 2 steaks per package because they're gonna freeze it. Uh Anyway, so working at the meat market, uh, there was a couple times where I went in the back when they were slaughtering cows. Not a fun sight if you haven't actually been face to face with a cow whose life is being extinguished 10 feet in front of you. It's different, man. I was already desensitized to animal killing as a child. My family, my extended family, are avid hunters. Come from a very privileged family, or my mom's side of the family, where so like holidays and stuff, we'd always go to our mom's family, grandma and grandma, or like my grandma and grandpa over there. They have a big chunk of land close to the Red River, which is the border of Texas and Oklahoma. 2 or 3,000 acres of land, which is crazy. Um, but my dad's family wasn't as fortunate. They grew up pretty poor. So but so my dad's family, both my mom and dad's family were pretty large. You know, baby boomers, Catholic. My mom's a middle child of 13, and my dad's family I think is 11 or 12. But my dad's family, when they were growing up like kids, the boys had to sleep on the porch because their house was so small. But yeah, my mom's family, not at all the same, is very fortunate. Let's see where I am on the chat before I keep going with my family background. Yeah, I already read that. You're already planning outreach. Yes, my town is 17. Y'all are still watching. Okay, sadly, we didn't grow up vegan. Yeah, sadly, we did not grow up vegan. You did those things. Unbelievable. We did that. Yeah. So, I'll read Jake's message before I continue the story. There's a meat market near me. Yep. You can see the butcher in the back cutting up meat. I used to get my steaks there. Yep. Yeah, you can see the butcher cutting up the meat at this meat market too. But you can't see the slaughtering. The slaughtering is a couple rooms removed from that window you can see on the other side of the meat counter. Yeah. Alright, Erwin, we'll see you in a minute, I guess. I wonder if I should wait to continue the story for you to come back. Yeah, Jake, are you curious about anything that I do, or I'm just gonna wait for Erwin to come back to continue family stories? I was gonna try. Oh, he's back already. Cool. Alright, I assume he. I don't know for sure. Sorry if that's something. When did I become vegan? Erwin says. So, sometime in November of 2019, so before COVID was a thing. That's when I made my commitment to the animals. So it's about a month away from being 6 years for me. But a couple years before that, I was plant-based for somewhere between 6 months and a year. And then I moved back in with my buddy. So a place I mentioned, a town, it's a college town that I mentioned before where I did my outreach video, is called Denton, Texas. I lived there with my brother for a while, and that's when I went vegan. He's not vegan by any means, but it's a lot more vegan friendly. There's 2 universities there and a couple community colleges. So there's, thousands of students in that town. Like tens of thousands. So, like, I went plant-based when I was there, and then I moved back in with one of my bandmates in more of a rural area closer to my hometown. And the way I put it at the time, it sounds so bad, but the way I described it to people, because they didn't understand veganism to begin with, the way I described it was I'm taking a break from caring about the animals. And it sounds so awful, but that's really how I described it at the time. I'm reading some comments real quick. Yep. Share your channel. What state are you in? Yes, Texas. That's right. So yeah, the city or college town that I was talking about is called Denton, Texas. And the cool thing about Denton, it's like declared as a music friendly city, but the uh, University of North Texas UNT is has got the only all vegan cafeteria in the world, which is crazy. And they built this cafeteria back in 2012. So 13 years ago, the first all vegan university cafeteria was built less than an hour away from me, and nowhere else on the planet has followed suit. I mean, a lot of places have a lot more like vegan options, but I mean, this university has maybe two or three, maybe more cafeterias on campus, but it's crazy that nowhere else has vegan cafeterias. Vegetarian since 2010. That's cool. I never really was vegetarian. I kind of like leaned towards veganism for a while before I went, but I never really like saw myself as a vegetarian cuz I kind of got into it like I'd been thinking about it since like 2015 or 2016. Uh Before that I wouldn't I wouldn't say like adamantly against it, but I would say the same things as other non-vegans. Plants feel pain, and but they're here for us and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, so like I've heard people talk about like you can say you go vegan like for the animals, but not like live vegan. So like really, I went vegan maybe back in 2017 or 2018, but I didn't like follow all the principles. I just wasn't in alignment with my morals at that point. It wasn't until 2019 in November when I brought it into alignment with my morals. Yeah, the vegan cafeteria. It's crazy. I still haven't been there though. It's open to the public. I'm never really in town in I don't know. I never think about going there when I'm there. Like I only really go I don't go often. Like I love it. I love being in amongst the people there, but I don't know. Still feel like you still feel isolated even though like there's vegans around. I'll get back to the family story unless y'all have something else. So, yeah, all my mom's brothers hunt. Uh, and like, we have this big log cabin out there where my grandpa built. Uh, and he died when I was like in first grade or something. So it was like maybe 1996 or 7ish, maybe when he died. Maybe before that. But my grandma lived until I was 18, which was around 2009. Yeah, so she died at the end of 2018. She was buried on my birthday, my 18th birthday. Went and bought a pack of cigarettes after that. I admit it. uh, yeah, I was a smoker growing up. I was a little bit of a hellion. Thought I was a big rock star punk. I used to be into metal music. I know, Jake, you like that metal stuff. I used to play drums. I mean, I still play drums, but I used to play metal back in high school. And maybe for another year or two, I'll still entertain. Like if if a bandmate or someone I'm jamming with will start playing a metal riff, I'll throw in the double pedal and play some heavy drum beats that I remember playing as a kid. Oh, 18th birthday was only a little stressful. I mean, she had cancer. We knew she was going to pass. And we had a lot of family, so I mean, there was a lot of love around that time. I'll get back to that family stuff. So yeah, all my uncles on my mom's side hunt. There's a room in the cabin. This log cabin is huge. You don't. I feel so guilty with how much privilege I have, or that I was like born into. Yeah, this log cabin, it has like a big master suite, and then there's 4 pretty good sized bedrooms, and 2 each share a bathroom with each other, and there's a big hallway separating them. So it's like a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom log cabin on like 3,000 acres of land. And so there's another house like a mile away that is on the property. It was there before our family bought the property, like in the early 80s or maybe late 70s. And then there's also a couple barns. So there's a cattle ranch on my family's property, and there's also a hunt club. So like a deer lease operation. At the same time, my family has like a contract with the government that is like, tax relief. Like my family gets money to have the land preserved. So there's wild land out there, which I think is the best part about the land we have, is that some of it is preserved for the wildlife. But at the same time, I don't think they can hunt on that property or on that piece of the property, but there's definitely a lot of hunting out there. A room of the log cabin where there's a big pool table and a table to play cards around. There is a deer head for each one of my uncles. And probably more than that. Probably one for my grandpa that each one of them shot. Yeah, a deer head trophy. And then like right next to that, where there's like a big couch around the TV, there's a big old moose head above it. And then there's like a mountain lion over to the side. So when I go there for family events, like it's just hard to like put all that out of mind and try to be there with family, just so they're exposed to a vegan. Yeah, it's hard to be there with, because I have, like, I think it's like maybe 46 cousins on my mom's side of the family. And now most of us, not me, maybe half of us have kids now. And there's probably 20 or 30 kids, like my cousin's kids at this point. I'm going to read some comments before it gets too far out of hand. I see someone else has joined the stream. Yeah, you really like when I say made the commitment to the animals, because there's a difference between like being plant-based or like, so like when I went vegan is not when I actually like made the commitment. So I, like when you say you go vegan, it's like you've thought about all these ideas and it makes sense for you to implement these practices into your life. And then like when you actually live a vegan lifestyle, I attribute making this commitment to the animals as that moment, not when I went plant-based a couple years before that. Okay, Erwin, you said please tell I like stories. Yeah, I'll catch up with these comments and then I'll get back to the stories. Yeah, you gave me a rock on. What do you call it? Horns or just rock symbol? I don't know. When I mentioned that I played metal back in high school. I'll get back to metal on later on if we stick around. I got more people joining the stream. This is awesome. I tried streaming me playing drums a couple years ago. I never really had more than a couple people. You're not big on a metal fan? Oh, my camera went off. Maybe the battery died. Don't leave. I'm coming right back. I got more batteries. I've definitely got more batteries. Don't go anywhere. It'll only take me a second. You heard the ba-da-dum. That means I unplugged my battery from the camera. I have a battery in my hand. It is inserted. Boom, ba-da-dum means battery. Okay. Now I just need to open up my camera program, EOS Utility 2, remote shooting, live shoot, and video is back. Cool. I'll get back to OBS so I can read this chat. I'm gonna plug my battery in here down. Alright, that's charging, even though I have two more if the battery dies again. So yeah, I'll tell the quick metal story real quick, since you mentioned you're not a big metal fan either. Some bands are really good, like Metallica, Iron Maiden, etc. Funny thing, so you probably remember like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I was huge into it because I'd been playing drums since I was like 10 years old. And then when rhythm games came to be, I was, already good at them. I already had rhythm down. So like, let's say maybe junior high or so, like Dance Dance Revolution was a thing. And Yeah. So I did a little. I took a dance class when I was like in fifth grade, 10 years old or so. Before I started, I think it was before I really got my dad's drum set. I did a dance. Is my screen gone again? I don't know. It's back. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I did a little dance. I wanted to tap dance when I was a kid, but the class I ended up taking, or it was like lessons. It wasn't like a school function. It was like private lessons, and it was actually like I did hip hop dance. So it was like a. I only did one like dance recital, and I was the only boy in my whole county that participated in dance. So like I guess I kind of was scared away from dancing just because of the whole gender thing in society and being from a town of 1,500 people. So I was like, I play drums. I'll just stick to that. Um, but anyway, so Metallica, Rock Band, Guitar Hero. Uh, so I actually played in a tournament and Guitar Hero World Tour when it released. So World Tour was the first Guitar Hero that had drums, and I was already really good at like Rock Band drums. Me and my friends had records on the leaderboard for like local bands. So what a local band means in Rock Band and Guitar Hero is it means everybody on the same console. So you can like play with people on the internet and like put out scores, but for everybody on the same console, we were putting out high scores, like first on the leaderboard. And so we went to a tournament when World's Tour came out, and they didn't. So you had to read like you to get put on the main stage. You had to get like a high score. So we obviously got a high score to get on the main stage, and there was just like three bands that played. We call them bands because it's like talking about music. My camera's overheating. That's what the problem is. That sucks. Let me turn the fan on. It's gonna pull cool air from the other room. Let me know if the fan noise is a annoyance. I know you might be able to hear it, but it probably won't be too bad. It feels good on me too. Guitar Hero tournament. So we didn't get first because they 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 judged the competition on the top three people who played on the main stage based on like showmanship and not the scoring of the game. So it wasn't like who plays the game the best. It was who who whose showmanship was the best. And another group that was there, we actually knew from the leaderboards on Rock Band. I knew some of the people on the leaderboards. Uh, One of the guys I remember very specifically because I mean, and the drummer was the best drummer on Rock Band. He was on the top of all the leaderboards. I still have him on Xbox as a friend. Haven't talked to him probably in over a decade, but his gamer tag is uh, some guy 913 or something like that. I met him and I was like, oh my god, I know who you are. But they were also there, and they got second and we got third, and we got beat out by like these junior high kids who were just like jumping all over the stage, throwing free picks. They're Guitar Hero picks that were handed out by the event. They were throwing them out to the crowd and stuff, or to the judges, and they won the competition, and then they went on to perform at like a Mavericks, the basketball team in Dallas, Texas, a Mavericks halftime show, which is, that would have been really cool. But uh, anyway, I just wanted to share. Oh, because we were talking about metal and Guitar Hero Metallica. We were number one on the leaderboard of Guitar Hero Metallica up until very recently. I went and checked recently, and we were in second spot. But I think we're still number one on Guitar Hero Smash Hits. So it's like all the best songs from all the Guitar Hero games. But I wanted to say, Erwin, you said you're not into music so much, or into metal, except for Metallica and Iron Maiden. The reason I stopped being really a big fan of metal is because when I was a senior in high school, when I was almost 18 years old or so, I used to listen to metal when I went to sleep. And there was one night, one morning, where I was stuck in some sleep paralysis nightmare because of this Lamb of God song that I was listening to, or that was currently playing while I was asleep. And I would like continuously be okay. So like the worst part of the dream, maybe not the worst part, like a big memory of the dream was like having some like demonic levitating, spinning, like I'm levitating and spinning, and it like kind of trapped in that state, and then like continuously thinking I'm waking up and trying to roll over to turn the music off because I know that's what's causing it. So yeah, I like stopped listening to metal while I went to sleep, and within a couple years, like I didn't listen to much metal music after that, other than like Mastodon. When like Crack the Skies album came out, I was kind of excited about that because they're not as like heavy and the demonic thing. I don't know. I don't know. It just felt wrong at the time. I might be getting back into listening to some more metal in the future because like ever since I went vegan and a little bit before that, I've been kind of on a spiritual journey. Everyone's going to be triggered by the spiritual journey thing. But I mean, the spiritual journey brought me to veganism, and then like people in the spiritual, the spiritual, what realm? Not the spiritual realm, but community. Like the people in the spiritual community who justify the exploitation of animals just like turned me away from it. And I've been a little bit more atheist in my beliefs as of very recently. It's been like a slow descent into atheism the past year or so, but it hasn't been until like the past couple months really that it's been like setting in. I'm going to read some comments before I continue, since I was able to spew out all of the metal stuff. I don't know what you're oh my godding about. That's so disgusting. Chopped off heads on the wall. Yeah. Yeah. Hanging corpses. I walked in to the kill floor when they were slaughtering a cow. Just imagine a cow hanging upside down, thrashing, spewing blood everywhere. Oof. I don't know. I might hear my brother getting home. I don't know if I want to continue the stream talking about animals. I had a conversation with him for over an hour Saturday night, and he kind of ran from it. I haven't talked to him really since. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Your dad has a gazelle? I'm sorry. Yeah, my stepdad's going to Africa. Like, really soon to go on a exotic hunt. He bought it. He bought it. He bought the gazelle. That's interesting. Yeah. So my stepdad had like a bear skin. I used to sleep right next to it a few years ago, and it just bothered me until I finally like brought it into the main house. So the room I was staying in is separate from the house. Axel showed up. Aye, he says. Oh, where was I? There's a lot of comments for me to catch up, guys. Oh my gosh, I gotta catch up on these comments. Please don't stop. Just bear with me while I read these. Have you been doing yard work all day? No, I've not been doing yard work all day. I've been watching Jake Ligatar's stream. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ligatar, I think it is. And I watched a couple other things before he went live. Oh, you weren't asking me if I was doing yard work. You said you have been doing yard work all day. I'm sorry. I did yard work the other day. Maybe it was Friday, I think. You're welcome. I'm honored that there are people here to share my story with. Me, no, I didn't. I am definitely vegan. Axel, we know you're vegan. Yeah. Hearts to Jake Ligatar and Erwin. And you, Axel. I'm not much of a heart giver, but you guys are, so I'm gonna like give them to you. My eyes through the heart. Is that like, does that show more expression of love if you look through the heart? Camera's off, audio is good. Yeah, I changed the battery. You already know that. If that wasn't obvious. Good. Back. Okay. Got to get back to work. Oh, Axel probably didn't get to see me interact with him. Get that yard work done. Or whatever other work you're working on. Got scared out of dancing too? Yeah. Oh, the world. Yeah. You think dancing is cool? That's cool. I'll share a dancing story once I get to the bottom of this list y'all are overwhelming me with, which I love. You wish you could dance. Axel still dances alone, but in front of people is uncomfortable for me. Totally understand. Except for slow dancing. You're comfortable slow dancing in front of people? That's probably because everybody else will slow dance. Erwin says, I do the same when nobody is watching. Yeah. Nah, you are good. Damn. The halftime show. Yeah. Would have been a cool halftime show. Or, it would have been a cool experience to play Guitar Hero for a halftime show like that's like nationally broadcast. That would have been nuts. probably would have made a decent living playing music after that if that would have happened. But I've only made a handful of thousands of dollars playing local gigs. Songs. Love songs in Motown is better. There's nothing wrong with love songs in Motown. Yeah, okay, you're saying that's no good to the demonic sleep paralysis nightmares. Went from metal to electronic, dubstep, house, trance. Yeah, I think electronic, dubstep, house, and trance is only good for dancing. Like, if you want to listen to music, you can find more musically uh, engaging music where it's more intricate and keeps it more interesting. Okay. I scrolled down and a big scroll happened. Okay. I also grew up with house and trance. That's cool. Dubstep I heard of, but am not familiar with it. So dubstep is like you'll have fun critiquing my dubstep beatboxing. That wasn't really me beatboxing. That was kind of me describing dubstep. I can beatbox a little bit better than that, but maybe not while trying to describe dubstep. Have you heard To the Grave? Yes. I've heard you talk about it. I've heard vegan gays talk about them. I've heard at least a couple other people talk about them here in the vegan community. I understand that they are vegan metal music. I may have heard a song or so. I don't know if I've actually given them much of a chance because of what I've described earlier. Not really being into metal much since early adolescence. My band is more indie, kind of experimental instrumental music. And then I've been in a couple cover bands over the years as well. Where am I at in the comments? I grew up with house trance. Yes, I've heard The Grave. Never heard of that one, Jay. Yeah, To the Grave. Vegan metal. You heard The Grave? Heard of that one? Whole band is vegan. Yeah. I'm so far behind. The Hives. I haven't heard The Hives in a long time. Can't remember a song. You guys know that one? Finally home. You made it home safely. I'm happy. You made it home safely. Nobody robbed you. Nobody cut your ear off for spouting vegan nonsense. You just made it home. Accident. You had a detour. That's not good. Glad the accident didn't include the bus you were on. Axel got back. He may not have heard me interact with his comments. Axel, if you didn't didn't hear me interact with your comments, let me know. I might interact with them again. Your newest song in dubstep. Yeah. AI music. I really liked your songs, Axel. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around accepting AI music, because as a drummer, like playing drums is like a whole craft. But like, I don't know. I really appreciate your lyrics most of all. Like, you spent the time to really write the lyrics out, and they hit hard, man. I I I don't know if I listened to all your songs. I might have, but so heavy. I'm glad that your AI songs exist for sure, for sure. You say I'm gonna lurk a while working. That's no problem. Lurk while as much as you want. You can never make a band work, so I decided just to work alone. Yeah, I understand that. Um, I wonder if it's for similar reasons to me. Um, so, like I was in, so like my band I most like connect with is the band I've been in since getting out of high school. We're called Moonstruck. We haven't really played much the last couple years, or like even when I say played, I mean like jammed with each other. Only a few times, and like we haven't played in front of a crowd in several years. Uh, and we wrote an album about 7 years ago you can find on YouTube. I was gonna link them in the comments or something earlier. I might still do that. But my other bands I've been in, a couple of cover bands that I've played for. We actually uh, we played a lot. We played quite a few gigs, and we're gaining popularity in the area. The local scene. But none of them are vegan. None of my band members are vegan. So I kind of took a step down from the bands. I feel bad because like they're not still playing right now. I mean, both bands found another drummer and kept playing for a while, but they're not playing anymore. And I wonder like if I'd still stuck with them, like if they would keep playing, or like if these bands would still be a thing and active. But just like I'm like looking for people who have these same morals of respecting animal rights. And I've taken a couple trips out west recently because I was chasing this like spiritual journey, which I'm glad I did, but I kept finding more hypocrisy in people's excuses and contributing to exploitation. People in the spiritual community are just as hypocritical as the Catholics I grew up with. So I'm wondering if that's why you couldn't make a band work. How I cope with using AI music is that I am not making money with them. I will be making money off the new song I am working on though. So you're going to be making money off the new song you're working on. Are you like recording it yourself, or you're just saying a new song you're making with AI you plan to make money with? Or you say that one will be you. So you're going to actually, are you going to be doing the instrumentation, or is it like just like audio engineer work? You'll be just inputting instruments and like using a MIDI controller to track all the instruments. Which I mean, I still think it's cool, but I do like instruments We still have the same 4 people watching. I'm wondering if Jake and Erwin are still here. Maybe they just put me on in the background because I'm rambling, or took me forever to catch up with the comments. Should I get back to the story I was telling before I got behind in the comments? There's no way I've been streaming for 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is insane. What? What? Literally what? Yeah, Erwin's still here. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Jake is still here too. Cool. Axel is sampling some of the instruments for now. I need to get a band. If you have some recorded music and you want me to record some drums over it, I would love to entertain that idea. Yeah, that sounds fun to have a vegan music collab. I know there's a heavy concentration in musicians in the vegan movement, which I think is interesting. Artists seem to have more compassion for others. How weird is that? So Jake says he's still here. He got home and there was a husky at the park. So you brought your dog over. That's cool. Have a little husky meetup. Erwin likes stories. Erwin, do you remember where I was in the story? And where were you most interested in my story? So I can hop back into that. Axel says, dude, say fucking less. Maybe for MSV, that could be something to work with. MSV, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, I'm still drawing a blank. Help me out. MSV, something something vegan. Is that a band or like, is that your band that you don't have any members in yet? Got a text message from a advertisement. Cool. I love ads in my inbox. Don't you all? Da da da. You used to have locks too? I'm just seeing your comment now. Wonder if you can read my phone. I don't think my camera is good enough. It's just not in focus. I could focus it in really close, but I gotta do that manually. I wonder if I should do that. I don't know if I can. Or if I'm just fucking it all up. Or because I have it in autofocus, it's not doing anything. I don't want to put it in manual. Yeah, I don't want to put it in manual focus. I move the thing on my camera and it doesn't do anything because it's in autofocus. That's funny. That's cool how that works. Cameras are so intricate. You hit a little switch on the side of the camera lens, and then the ring that adjusts the focus on the camera lens no longer adjusts the focus on the camera lens. So I have to like half press the button to get it to focus, but I can only do that when it's not recording. Technically my camera's not recording right now. I'm just using it as like it's a it's a remote live view, and then OBS is using that window for my video here on YouTube. See if you said something. I like it. Dude, say fucking less. I don't remember where you live in the story. Oh, you don't remember where I were. Yeah, I went off on several tangents because I read a comment and just sidetrack. But I was talking about like my family, how all my mom's brothers hunt, how I feel bad about how much privilege I grew up with, because my mom's family has a piece of property out by the Red River on the border of Texas and Oklahoma with a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom log cabin up on a giant hill on a 3,000-acre property where the government gives us land to preserve it for the wildlife, where there's also a small cattle ranch and a hunting deer lease farm, or not a farm, a deer lease hunting club. And then I was also talking about metal music and my background with Guitar Hero, Guitar Hero Metallica World Tour tournament that I took part in when it came out. He's thinking. Oh, that's your Moral Superior Vegan song. Is that the new one you're working on, or is that one of the AI songs? I'm assuming it's the new one you're working on. Yeah. You love manual lenses as well? I don't even know if I have. I don't know. I don't think I have a purely. Well, my Canon camera is so old that it doesn't have like a good autofocus. It has autofocus function, but it doesn't have tracking and like autofocus. So like if I do this like other people do, it's not going to focus on my hand. And it's like if I'm moving around, like it's not going to follow me. The only autofocus it really has is like you like half press the photo button, like you just half press it and it'll autofocus and you can snap a picture or start recording. But like if you're taking a video, like if you're recording, there's no auto-focusing you can do. It's just a set focus. So you can auto-focus it to like whatever you're trying to focus on, and then once you hit record, that's just what it's focused on. So that also makes the street outreach a little more difficult, and why I need those 50 subscribers so I can go live on my phone like you guys do. So you're converting an AI song you're converting all your AI songs into real songs. I'm curious, so are you going to be like taking those instrument parts and replicating them? Just like performing each instrument yourself? Like taking all the chord progressions and and the beat and all the like drum fills and drops and all that stuff, you're going to be like replicating them like in a real world scenario and capturing it? Or are you going to like essentially rewrite them? Uh, you know, choose your own chord progressions and stuff. Amateur photographer and only use manual lenses when I have the control and not the camera. Yeah, I guess I'd consider myself an amateur photographer as well. My oldest brother uh, actually has been doing photography on the side for like 20 years. Or maybe more than 20 years. He's a professional photographer, but he has a full-time job besides that. He's got a legit website where he has tens, probably hundreds of thousands of photographs where you could go buy his photos. You could buy prints online. Um, amazing, amazing photos. Like he used to do weddings for the past couple decades, but the past few years he's really slowed down from doing that. He'd do one here and one there, but like a month or two ago, he told me I think he's done shooting weddings. But he takes amazing photos of birds. He actually won an award in a magazine, or like a wildlife magazine. He took a photo of a roadrunner with 2 lizards in its mouth running along. Amazing photograph. Nah, they're gonna be completely different. That's cool. I'm a fan of creativity, so anytime customization is input, I'm a supporter. Not that I don't like the AI music. I think I mentioned before that I do like your AI songs, mostly because of the lyrics they are raw. They are just so deliberate. Animal rights message. But the songs, they fucking hit hard. I can't knock them. They hit. It feels so good. I don't understand. I don't understand how we got here in society where we can make AI create music that sounds so human. Oh yeah, autofocus is not handy for what you do. Yeah, my brother definitely uses manual focus a lot. It's just that fine tuning to get. He's got these big, like, I want to call it a tello lens or something like that, where it's this big around, the size of your face at the end, and weighs like, I don't know, 10 or 20 pounds. And he's taking photos of birds like probably 100 yards away, and it like takes up the whole frame and is super crisp. Blows my mind what you can do. But yeah, I'm super amateur photographer and videographer. But I've been posting shitty YouTube videos for 8 years. I started out just filming myself ride a skateboard around like a noob, just so I could have a place to promote my band's music. So it's just me skateboarding and my band's music in the background, and every now and then I'd come up to the camera and talk a little bit. So that was like the first couple months of me being in YouTube, and then like the next year or so, I posted a few performances of my bands playing, and like I tried to promote myself as a drummer, showing a few of my bands in a video, and then it derailed from there. I went everywhere. My channel became a playground for the deep thoughts of my mind, and I got self-conscious about it. But here we are. I got a few people who love animals, or not necessarily. I can't assume you all love animals, but you respect them and understand that we don't need to exploit them, and it's very easy to live a vegan lifestyle and not eat them. Erwin is not a big fan of AI, but you can see how powerful and cool it is. But it is also a big downside. I agree. What Axel does with it is very cool. I mean, you wrote song lyrics and you put it into AI, and in this, I shouldn't assume that you wrote these lyrics the same day, but in theory, you can come up with an idea for a song, write the song lyrics, determine what kind of music you want it to be, put it through AI, and post it on YouTube within, I don't know, a couple hours of conception. I just, like, that's so mind-blowing. If you think back to, like, let's say 50 years ago, what was that, like, that's not 75, is it? So 15, 05, 95, 85, so yeah, 1975, computers weren't a thing. Was there any kind of digital recording equipment, or was it still 100% analog tape, reel to reel? I think it was. I'm going with 1975 was definitely 100% only using reel to reel recording. I'm not going to look it up right now, but that's what I'm going with. But it's crazy to think about that. In all of history, in 50 years, we've gone from the recording process taking months to produce an album to minutes. You could produce an album with AI in less than an hour if you're just really focused on it. It's just hard. It's hard to commit to that because like there's so much noise out there already. I have a hard time like posting videos just because there's so much noise out there. I don't It's hard like subjecting other people to distractions because there's so many things we need to focus on to make the world a better place. It's like I just I don't want to contribute to nonsense. Vegan outreach and activism is not nonsense. We need it. Keep doing what you do, Axel and Jake, if you're still here. I noticed somebody left. Sometimes the lyrics were same day. Yep. I figured. I couldn't assume, but sometimes the lyrics were same day. Most were now. I don't know. No, most were now that I think about it. I think Brain Rock took the longest. You mentioned brain rot. It just reminded me I live with one of my brothers and we do some handyman work together. We don't work full time together. But Saturday night I had the first talk about veganism that I've had with him in a long time. And I wasn't able to get to the point to where I can give him resources that I thought he would look into. But at one point he expressed him not thinking that it's possible to live healthy and like have longevity, live a long happy life, healthy life on plants. And kind of contribute to the brain rot thing. And today, just right before I launched this stream, or maybe at the beginning of it, I looked at my phone. He sent me a reel, something I already knew. Like you shouldn't be like storing white rice in the refrigerator because it like grows mold that you can't see. I have been doing that recently, but I only started doing that again because when I looked into it again, like a couple months ago, because I started eating beans. I wasn't eating beans this whole time. I just like I'd eat a lot of nuts. Walnuts are my favorite. And I have sweet potatoes and avocado with dinner every day. But yeah, I started getting some more protein-rich foods, which I already feel like I got more than enough protein. But people make you worry. But what was I saying? Yeah, my brother sent me a video that one of the symptoms of this invisible mold that grows on rice can be brain rot. So maybe he thinks, I'm pretty sure he thinks I have brain rot. But one of the things he said when we were having this discussion, he really hates hypotheticals. Whenever I start using hypotheticals, or if I just ask him questions like, he starts saying, what if this, what if? Like he literally says that. What if? And then during the conversation he brings up What if you're wrong? As in, what if I'm wrong about being able to live happily and healthily on plants alone? A healthy plant-based diet. What if I'm wrong? And I paused because I don't like to just blurt out the first thing that comes to my mind. I pause and I'm thinking about it. And I say, if I'm wrong, less animals were exploited for me. That's that was my very patient, well thought out answer. Let me know if you would have said something else too. What if you're wrong? Let me read these last couple comments. That's what's so scary about AI. They can do the same with video. Yes, AI can do the same with video. How do you know a video is real? How do you know a video is real? Oh, how do you know a video is real? You buy rice already cooked? Lambretta! I didn't even notice. I guess that's your first comment. Lambretta is here. Thanks for showing up. Once I open it, I keep it in the freezer. Yeah. Definitely better to keep it in the freezer, I guess. But one of the things I read on this rice grows mold, even if it's in the fridge, is like, I don't know. Like, so I'll cook a big batch, like I'll cook a batch of like 2 cups, which I will do here very soon. I've been streaming for hour and 40 minutes. Nuts. Time flies when you're streaming, right? I'm having a blast. You guys came to talk to me. I love it. What was I saying? I'm about to cook some rice. But what I read about this rice growing mold that you can't see is like, it kind of mitigates the issue if as soon as you're done cooking it, you put it in the fridge. So like probably all these studies that show the rice growing mold thing is they're doing tests on like rice that was being served to people, or like it's like a regulatory thing for restaurants to have to cook rice every day because of this. But like rice that's cooked in restaurants, they cook in really big batches and it sits out all day. So it like has time for bacteria to like make its way there, and with it being warm, like promotes bacteria and all that. Anyway, that's kind of what I was thinking. I may start cooking smaller batches of rice and doing it every day or every other day. But I kind of like it's I think I don't know. Let me catch up on these comments. Lambretta says more like, what if the science is wrong? Right? What if the science is wrong? I don't know if I got that far with him, though. I don't know if I got that far to be able to tell him. I mean, I spent over an hour with him. I'm very patient, though. I let him spew out a lot of nonsense. And then when he calms down, I answer a few of his excuses. You know, he may be in here listening. There's a chance. Because whenever I was streaming myself play drums a couple years ago, he would just keep me on in the background while he played video games. Yeah. Next time I get the chance to talk to him about it, undoubtedly, I will bring up American Nutrition and Dietetics. And I'll show him the website and everything. Or, yeah, the website or the article. I've looked at it a bunch of times myself. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Jake, I'm not AI. I'm AI. I'm AI. I gotta do nonsensical things on camera so you think I'm AI. I am AI. Yep, Tad's definitely AI. Yes, I'm a vegan AI bot put here to infiltrate the interwebs to to spread propaganda on veganism and how animals are not uh, oh gosh, yes, I'm vegan AI propaganda. Yeah, my brother could just ask ChatGPT. Very true. He's asked ChatGPT for other things, and sometimes when I ask questions, he doesn't just dislike when I ask questions about ethics and veganism. He doesn't. I'm a very inquisitive person, and I think that's the thing he dislikes the most about my personality, is that I question everything. So like when we're working together, I'm a I'm a mouse. I just don't say stuff unless like he's saying things and I need to respond, or I have a question about what we're doing. And even when I have a question what we're doing, he doesn't like it. He's just, you should know what you're doing. I really appreciate you guys being so engaging. I love it. But I don't know if you can see my head bobbing up and down. My knees are doing this. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. And I'll probably sip on some water because my throat's tired because I never talk ever. And I've been talking straight for an hour and 50 minutes. But I love it. You guys are amazing. I'm going to mute my microphone while I go to the bathroom so you don't have to hear that. I'll be right back. And we're back, and you all are still here. I was in the bathroom, and I had the thought, if Axel, if you're still here, I thought about bringing you a gift for show and tell. Let me know if you want to see my dreadlocks I cut off. I've stitched them back into my hair before. I really want to do it again. I feel naked without my locks. I'm a little hot. My camera's a little hot. I'm doing this. I can see it in my camera, but not so much on the stream. It looks funny. It looks funny on the stream. You just see my shirt puffing out. Is the frame okay? Is it too close? Am I weird? Is the headshot weird? Should I do like a full torso shot for future streams and videos? Or do you like the full? Do you like just the head shot frame? So the too vegan to handle thing, I don't understand the whole deal. It sounds to me like he's not a vegan, or they are not a vegan. I haven't seen all the comments or chats that he's said, but I see other people talking about them. Ooh, I need to work my voice out more. Just a couple hours of talking wears my vocal cords out, and I want to sing. I need to get better at using my voice. And I thank you all for being here to comment things for me to react to and respond to give me the opportunity to work on my vocals, strengthen my vocals, because most of the time I'm just silent. I spent a lot of time in silence in my life. Me playing drums has been the majority of my expression throughout my life. I've always been a slow speaker. Too vegan to handle has been was a troll, is a troll. A very bad one. Bad one as in he's like terrible at being a troll, like he can't do it very well, or bad as in like a prolific troll, like he's everywhere trolling all the time, or bad as in he says awful shit. Excuse the cursing if it bothers you. I don't even know. Does YouTube have a problem with that word? Erwin, you have the same problem with your voice? Can you hear the difference in my voice now from the beginning of the stream? And does your voice kind of get like that, if you can tell the difference? So he duped everyone into believing he was a vegan, and even pretending he had an argument with vegan inconsistency. he had an argument with vegan inconsistency. Is vegan inconsistency someone I don't know? Or is he had an argument? So, like, maybe you're saying he was trying to argue for veganism with inconsistency. So, like, he just they didn't understand it. So he's prolific and argumentative. And they're the same person. So too vegan to handle is vegan inconsistency. Is that what you're saying? So, Erwin, your voice sounds about the same as mine when you're singing a lot. So, 4 is a troll that has trolled the vegan streams for months. Oh, vegan inconsistency, not 4. Or that would be 6, not 4. So yeah, VI as in vegan inconsistency has been trolling streams for months. Was an extremely bad troll. He ruined every chat. Well, I'm glad he's not here. So there's 5 people watching. If I count, we have Erwin, Lambretta, maybe Jake is still here, and maybe Axel is still here, and the other one I think is me. So if there is someone in the chat that is not vegan, why aren't you vegan? Maybe we can help you. Evil Steven showed up. Hi, Evil Steven. How are you? Thanks for coming to my channel. I like turtles too, by the way. As a kid, I was told I looked like a turtle one time. I'd wear like toboggan hats, you know, like a winter hat, a winter cap. You know, like my hairline, it's pretty awful. Very one-sided. I'd like slouch. I'm a sloucher. I've always kind of had like a heavy presence. Like I always think about heavy topics. I never really expressed them as a kid, but like I was always a hunch. Like I would always slouch and stuff. Kind of emo, but I never really like proclaimed to be an emo. Sometimes one of my brothers would make fun of me calling me emo because my hair. I always kind of had this kind of longer hair, and like it was always in my, when I was a kid or like in high school, I'd have it in my face. And then like I used to cut the back. When I turned 18, I'd cut the back off, so I'd have this flock of seagulls kind of hair. So up until about like 6 years ago, that's how I rocked my hair until I grew it out for dreadlocks. Let me see what's going on. Evil Steven kind of fired up the chat again. Let me catch up. Yes, I am glad he's not here, Erwin. Is a terrible human being. Sorry for yawning. My goodness. He got caught because of a couple people had blocked him as vegan inconsistency and could see I already forget the name. Too vegan and had sorry, throat's bothering me a little bit more, and could see too vegan to handle, and one of them went to an old stream where vegan inconsistency had argued, but his name showed up as TVTH, and that's how he was busted. Jake is still here. Thank you, Jake. 6 people watching. The most people I've ever had watching my stream. You guys enjoying just chilling in the chat, or do you want me to entertain you? I don't have my whole drum kit set up, but I do have this sampler right here. I have some voice samples on there, plus just some stock drum kits. It's definitely not as entertaining as when I play drums. Axel is still here. I'm from being vegan. I'm your type, man. You're telling me that you're my type, man? Or are you talking to someone else in the chat? I mean, you got the vegan symbol in your name, so I really appreciate that. And I think you said you play guitar, maybe? I know like 3 Stevens, 4, 5 Stevens in real life that play guitar. At least. Maybe more. Like, I know in person. Ah, you're a singer, that's right. So, Evil Steven, Axel and I mentioned earlier, we were talking about his music, and he said he's like, he's gonna rewrite all his AI songs into, he's gonna record them all himself. And I offered up my drummer expertise. I said if he gets something recorded, I'd record a drum track for him. And he said, "Say fucking less," I think is what he said. Can I say that? I don't know. I've heard other people say it, but maybe Too Vegan to Handle won't come to this channel because it's really like there's nothing like advertised as vegan, like the name and the title of the video is not, or the stream is not titled vegan, unless he's like already seen he's seen me in the chat enough. Maybe they've explored my channel and seen how weird I am and wants to throw a wrench in my chat. You were in a band for 12 years and you can't play one damn instrument? Yeah, I've been in several bands as well. Uh, I've been playing drums for 25 years, thereabout. A couple little startup bands in junior high. And then, like, kind of towards the end of my high school, we started up a group. They wanted to call us the Auto Jam Band because I guess it's just me always wanting to play music. But we ended up calling the band Moonstruck. And I still want to play music with those guys. It's just like instrumental indie music. Kind of progressive, like it has a lot of musical movement to it. But other bands were cover bands where I sang backup vocals while playing drums. Those bands I've had most success with as far as like playing gigs and making money doing that. But I backed out of those bands because I want a band that is made up of vegans and we talk about animal rights like you guys. And I kind of explored the spiritual community to try to meet some of those people. And there are some people in the animal rights, animal activist realm that are in the spiritual community, but there's so many more people with cognitive dissonance that make terrible excuses to exploit animals in the spiritual community. Trying to read Lamb's comment. Erwin, yes. But as someone else, his profile has gone, and I've been through some of Jake's old live streams today looking at our old chat, which is weird. Seeing our past selves talking. And vegan inconsistency has. Can you see? I don't think you can see the live chat on YouTube unless maybe it's when you insert the chat on the screen. That's probably what you're talking about. Anyway, so has disappeared from our chats. Steven is also offering help. Cool. We are slowly forming a band. A global vegan rights band. I love to see the vegan bands forming. Where am I at in this chat? Y'all are so far. I don't know how far behind I am. I just got lost in the scroll. Let me find it. Okay, I'm farther than this. Vocals are the best instrument. I would not disagree with that. Most powerful as far as like having an impactful message behind them. Where am I at? I look away and I lose my spot. I'm not complaining, by the way. Definitely keep commenting, chatting. I just gotta keep finding my spot. Okay. I don't know if I've watched any Lambretta videos or streams, but I definitely see the good work they're doing in the chats. and I appreciate it as well. So, okay, so we're comparing uh, our musical background. You've been in 4 bands, actually. Do you want to is that like are those 4 bands that you've been in, is that like bands that you've performed on stage? Is that bands you've recorded music with? Is that bands that like you just jammed with? Or is it like all of the above? Or like this band did this band did that? Or what? Because I've been in several bands, and I could count them all up if it's just like bands who got together to play music. But if it's just recording, uh, if it's just recording, I think it's just 3 bands for me. If it's playing on stage, that makes it maybe 4 or 5. But if it's like just playing in the practice room or whatever, like if you considered yourself a band, that makes it go way up, because of like junior high there was a band, 2 different bands, and then also like I played in a church band, 2 different church bands when I was in junior high. So that's already 4 just in junior high. Erwin plays guitar too, and I've been writing songs. But you quit for some time, but I will pick it up one day. I believe you'll pick it up again. It's okay that you quit for some time. Spam calls, am I right? Gee whiz. It's okay that you quit for some time. I kind of have too. I got really busy. It was like around the same time that I went vegan. So like I was working a full-time job building and installing cabinets. I was playing in 3 different bands. Well, I was so in 2017 I was in 5 different music groups. I played at a community college in the jazz band, and I busked on the street with a younger college kid, and then my instrumental band and my 2 cover bands, all in 2017, while working a full-time job and weighing the ethical implications of eating animals all at the same time. And that got overwhelming, and I backed out of one of the cover bands that I had been with longer, that had more success at the time. They're older. They were like someone in their 50s who was the singer, someone in their 60s was a bass player, and then like a couple people in their 60s and 70s who one played lead guitar and the other was like either like a secondary guitar player, or later on a different variation of the band, a keyboard and background singer. But yeah, I took a huge step back from all that for ethical reasons, because I want what we're talking about here today, you know. And it's taken this long for me to find something worth pursuing. Drove across the country looking for vegan musicians, and was chasing spirituality, and now I'm kind of like, atheist, I think. And I would, that probably worries just about everybody in my life if I were to tell them that I'm kind of leaning towards atheism. I've always been agnostic. And then these past like 6 or 7 years, I've been kind of dabbling in the spiritual community. Where am I in this chat? Ah! I just keep going off on tangents on my own. Yep. So TBTH slipped up calling Evil Steven when nobody had referred to him by that name. But he is Evil Steven. But then Neil cut him out in an old live stream. Dang it, where did it go? In an old live stream. Okay, Axel says, I have been in 3. Nobody's judging you for only being in 3 bands. I love it. And they were all disasters. I need to know more why they were disasters. Ooh, my brother may have just pulled in. And I don't know if I want to talk about animal rights. But that's okay, I'll keep going. I do need to make rice before I can make dinner as well. I gotta finish these comments. Definitely, for sure, 100% before I can do anything. I have been in like 10 auditions. I don't know if I did an audition for any bands. People just want me. I kind of went to a jam one time that I didn't bring my drums to. So the band I call them my old folks band, as the one I kind of described with the 50-year-old, 60-year-old. So it was kind of like Americana, a mix. There was some rock and some country. I do not love country music at all, but those 2 cover bands, like maybe a quarter or more of the songs we covered were country songs, and it's really boring, especially as a drummer. So had to get that out of the way. But okay, so that band that I left, my bass player from that band, they kept the band going and had another drummer and wanted me to come jam. I just came to hang out, and like they had some timbales, which you cannot hear over drums at all. But I just went to hang out, and I wanted to meet this local musician who's younger than me, who I discovered on YouTube, but he lives near me. And he's an active musician, like he's pretty well known locally. Like he plays multiple gigs a week all over the place in a couple counties around here. And I wanted to meet him, so I went and jammed with them. I played a couple songs on drums with them. I ended up playing a couple gigs with this guy and made more money than I have ever played at a gig. So normally I started out making like $50 a gig, and then it was a regular occurrence that I was making $100 a gig. Sometimes with a tip, I'd end up we'd play private parties and people would tip, and my share would be somewhere around 140 or 160. But the last gig I played, which was over a couple years ago, I played with this guy and some pretty good musicians, like professional musicians from the city. in the Dallas area. We played a benefit, and I got paid $160 to play a gig. And if he asked me to play again, I definitely would. Okay, back to the comments. I've been in 3, right? 10 auditions, right? I should probably get early shut-eye tonight. I got recording tomorrow. Early shut-eye, I think you're in Utah or Wyoming. It's like 5:38, my friend. You're just saying, or are you saying you're going to bed? Yeah, I play drums. You play guitar and sing. I sing backups, but I also want to sing some lead stuff. I'm trying to build myself up to that, or build some confidence, I should say. I need to write some songs. You guys are probably farther ahead in that regard. I've definitely had song ideas that I didn't write down, where I would be singing the same thing all day, but my dumbass doesn't write it down. Jake plays keyboard, I think. Just saying, hint. No, I just have old videos. Yeah, my brother's definitely here. He'll be in the house any second. I don't know if I should just shut the stream down or tell him I'm streaming. He'll respect that. Or if I should shut my door. I've only recorded with one band. Performed live with all of them. Thank you for specifying you only played in one band and performed with all of them. I've only recorded with 3 of mine. Main band was thrash metal. So I just played metal when I was in high school. I never performed any thrash metal. Dabble in any... Yeah, I can dabble in most genres as well. I was trying to tap into reggae this past couple of years. I got a lot of lyrics and half-finished songs. I understand the half-finished songs laying around. Howdy, Boss Man. Does anybody know Boss Man? I'm not sure if I'm familiar. Boss Man, reveal yourself. Or someone tell me they know him. I agree, Erwin. I have fully caught up. Does anybody have anything else to say or ask? I'm definitely still curious about Boss Man. The best song of all time? What? What kind of question is that? What? What? Erwin, how can you ask such a subjective question? That is the most subjective a question. Pink Floyd Time, Lambretta says. Ah, Pink Floyd's badass. Hello, hello, hello. I played a few Pink Floyd songs on stage. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Comfortably Numb, right? That's the one I was just humming too. We played that one on stage. I think I played that. Maybe not. Just the one band, probably. Axel retracted a message. No, this song all the. Going Hunting by Avatar, in your opinion. Erwin's not a big fan of Pink Floyd? But at least he thinks Breaking the Wall's a good one. Wearing my voice out. Yes, Erwin. Please share your favorite song of all time. I don't know if I can personally share a song that I truly believe is the greatest song of all time. I could rattle off songs that I like. I haven't listened to much music the past few years. I've just kind of been sitting with uncomfortable, not really uncomfortable, just like sitting with myself, being comfortable with myself. But at the same time, like, here I am on YouTube. Do you guys know the Raconteurs? I like a lot of bands Jack White is in. I'm not a huge fan of his like the Jack White band, but I really like the Raconteurs and the Dead Weather, and everybody knows White Stripes. Those are all Jack White bands. A song I wanted to sing by the Raconteurs is Carolina Drama. I don't know if any of y'all know Carolina Drama. Lambretta, I don't think anyone can prove you wrong. But what do they call that? A substantiated claim? Don't you have to prove that it's... The song is an ode to Vincent van Gogh. I like Vincent van Gogh. I used to like his art when I was a kid. And now we see Chip outside the Van Gogh museum all the time. I want to go to Amsterdam. I've wanted to live there for a while, long time, long before animal rights stuff, long before my veganism. I'm yawning again. I'm not tired, I don't know. It's just my voice tired. Axel, I will look it up. I probably have heard it. It's just my metal knowledge isn't that extensive. I kind of knew a lot back in high school, but I didn't keep up, and I never really did research. You know, I kind of knew the most popular stuff that you could see on Guitar Hero and stuff like that. And copy it and put it in the tab. I'll come right back. Coming right back. That's not what I meant to copy. What? I can remember it. I don't need... Did my camera die again? Alright guys, I'll be right back. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still here. Still here. Not for much longer. Because I'm getting hungry. Got my battery plugged in. EOS Utility 2. Camera settings, remote shooting. Live shoot. I should be back on. Very cool. Where was I with this chat? Yeah, this is my old battery. I should have used a better battery. I didn't think I'd be going this long at all. You guys supported me and made me stay a long time. Where was I? Going Hunting by Avatar. Burn it in. Going Hunting by Avatar. I'll remember it. Going Hunting by Avatar. And it starts really slow. I don't know for stars. I'll check this out later. Thanks. Alright, then you do Free Star Vincent. Aaron, no problem. I still have to go to the Van Gogh. Erwin still needs to go to the Van Gogh Museum. I do too. I just need to make it to Amsterdam first. Shame on me. I've not been there yet. I've been in Amsterdam once. I have been in Amsterdam once a while. Once in a while? Actually, 1 month ago. At AV. It's a Swedish band. I hear those Swedish metal bands go hard. Hard. Don McLean's. Irwin, the lyrics to the time are excellent poetry. Alright. Alright, you do that. Excelente. Are y'all just talking amongst yourselves now? Nobody interacted with the Jack White or the Raconteurs, the song I want to sing, or I've wanted to sing. I don't know if I still do. The Raconteurs song called Carolina Drama. It's kind of a long, drawn out, kind of it's like a story, kind of like a, it's not like your typical format of a song. It kind of leads you along a story, and it intensifies as you go along. Got Don McLean's and Going Hunting by Avatar. Anyway, I guess I'll end it here unless y'all just want to keep talking, and I'll leave y'all to it. You know, far be it from me to interrupt a good time. But yeah, I'm getting hungry. I'd like to go eat some food. I'm gonna make a little pot of rice to save for the next few days. And then I'm gonna make my little vegetable slop. I don't know what else to call it. Starts with sweet potatoes and carrots. Start heating it up in the pot, and then I'll throw in like broccoli, celery, kale, and sometimes I'll have asparagus. I don't have it right now. What else do I throw in there? Usually I throw in a whole bunch of stuff, but I've been keeping it a little more simple as of lately. But I'll throw in some of my, what are they, navy beans. I'll mix all that up and I'll throw the rice on top with some nooch. You all know nooch. And I spice it up. We got dill, we got cayenne, curry, ginger, turmeric, feel like I'm missing one. Dill. So, yeah. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to go, guys. I really appreciate you coming and checking out my stream and hanging out with me for a while and looking at my face this time. Usually I'm in there in the chat with you guys. But you're looking at my face and listening to my voice. I don't know why. I appreciate it. You probably know why. Yes, Evil Steven, we all will surely reconvene in the next live that pops up. I might watch some Netflix while I eat, though. So you might not see me right away. You're very welcome, Erwin. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Lambretta. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Jake, if you're still in there. Thank you, Axel, if you're still in there. And then there was a random that popped in that nobody said if they knew or not. Bossman. If Bossman is here, thank you, even though you didn't say anything else. Yeah, I'll definitely see you in the next one. Should I do these more often, or should I like make some videos to try to get me up to that 50 subscribers marks so I can go do outreach with my phone instead of record it with my dinosaur Canon? Yes, Lambretta, undoubtedly it is. It has been a great time having someone to talk to. Bye. Bye, Erwin. Do it all, he says. He says make videos, go live again, so I can get 50 subscribers to go out on the street with my phone and live stream like Jake does, and Chip, and anyone else here who does. I don't know if I've seen anyone else in this chat that does live streams on the street. But if you do, know that I'm not leaving you out. I still appreciate you. With the highest regards. I'm gonna cancel this chat so I can end it, because it's in my way. Without further ado, my fellow vegans, this is Tad Otto, otherwise known as Vegan Thaddeus. Check it out in the description below. I only have a couple videos on veganism or vegan related content on that channel. But I'm trying to get that 50 subscribers on here and do some live streams, and then I'll make videos out of those live streams for the other channel. Without further ado, peace, fellow vegans. Peace, unity.